populations. It must be approached from a global and far-sighted perspective. Political action and economic tools are important, but peace must be built first in hearts. It is here that sentiments of hatred, rancor, and revenge develop, threatening and stifling peace. Peace cannot exist if these feelings are not overcome from within. What is needed to nourish peace is the conversion of heart. To meet this fundamental challenge, the role of religions is crucial. From the great religious traditions, could initiate a strategic plan capable of transforming relationships not only on individual level, but also between people of different language, ethnicity, and religion. Religions should renew their gaze in order to draw out of their depths all the spiritual patrimony and together raise their voice to be heard as the voice of reconciliation and peace. How to reconcile the faithfulness in religious identity and the openness to the other? Fear of losing our religious identity may lead to fundamentalism and extremism and rise distrust and intolerance towards different religions and minorities. In consequence, we fail to open ourselves towards the shared values of human nature, such as reconciliation, peace, and justice. The Pope Francis affirms, because of violence and terrorism, an attitude of suspicion or even condemnation of religions has spread. In reality, although no religion is immune to the risk of deviations of the fundamentalist and extremist nature in individuals or groups, it is necessary to look to the positive values that religions live and profound and that are source of hope. In this regard, I will cite two examples, one positive and the other negative. Last month, I attended an Interfaith forum in Osaka, Japan. I appreciate very much the presentation of a Buddhist. He elaborated the spirit for interfaith dialogue, which can be found in the Buddhist sacred text. In South Korea, where I come from, over the last decades, several Buddhist temples and treasures have been damaged by Christian fundamentalists, sometimes by young people. One of the main reasons is that extremist thoughts are preached in the places of worship and taught in religious schools, disseminating hate and division. Dialogue needs a spirituality, experiences and methodology of the Focolare movement. I would like to briefly share with you the experience of the Focolare movement. It was founded by an Italian woman, Chiara Lubick, 70 years ago. It is present in 182 countries of the world. People of different cultures and languages and religions embraced it. They are men and women, youth and adults, laypersons as well as religious, priests, and even bishops. Born in the Catholic Church, the movement has crossed its border and reached Christians of other churches, followers of other religions, and persons of no religious affiliation. Dialogue can be developed in various forms: dialogue of life, dialogue of action, dialogue of theological exchange, dialogue of religious experience, etc. We learn from experience that in order to be fruitful, dialogue has to come from the string need of the faith and to be sustained by a solid spirituality. Dialogue lived in this way makes us open to the truth proposed by others while remaining faithful to the truth of our own faith. We discover that the dialogue of spirituality, as the Pope John Paul II said, is an essential and crowning form of dialogue. Chiara described the spirituality of the Focolare movement as a spirituality for living together, which enables us to meet and come to a mutual understanding with all the great religious traditions of humanity while maintaining its own identity. The key of this dialogue can be traced in the movement spirituality, which has love at its core. As John Paul II said, the spark that inspires our that is done with the name Focolare is love. Chiara was convinced that people of other religions expect us to give a concrete testimony of this love, which is drawn directly from the gospel, but which everyone accepts, almost as if it were the answer to every human being's innate vocation to love. With our friends of different faiths, we encourage each other to put into practice love, compassion, benevolence, and mercy according to our own traditions, and this creates a deep fraternity. Here are some examples of dialogue. With Buddhists in Asia, Chiara was invited to Tokyo in 1981 by Reverend Nikkyo Niwano, founder of the Rishoku Sekai, where she presented her experience to 12,000 Buddhists. It was a historic beginning of a friendship which made members of the two movements like a family. In 2009, on the first anniversary of Chiara's death, current President Nichiko Niwano sent a message which expresses the bond between the two movements. If we link the spirituality of love and unity of Chiara with that of the compassion and the one vehicle of Nikkyo Niwano, we can truly give life to a power capable of facing the world. In the monastic world of Theravada Buddhism, two Thai monks were guests at Lopiano near Florence in Italy, where there is one of the little towns of the movement. Here, they had a real contact with Christianity as it is lived. Prejudices and fears vanished. In 1997, the Grandmaster Ajahn Tong, an eminent figure of Thai Buddhism, invited Chiara to tell of her experience in the Buddhist University and Temple in Chiang Mai. Presenting her, he said, "The wise is neither man nor woman. When a light is lit in the darkness, you do not ask if it was lit by a man or a woman. Chiara came to give us her light." With our Muslim friends, contact with Muslims began in the 60s. In Algeria, a friendship began between a Christian teacher and his Muslim students, a seed from which was born a Muslim community. It is a community which crosses not only the barriers between Islam and Christianity, but also the harsh years of the civil war. In 1997, Chiara, a white Christian woman, was invited by Imam W.D. Muhammad, a charismatic Afro-American Muslim leader, to address her message to the faithful gathered in the Malcolm X Mosque in Harlem. At the day's conclusion, Imam Muhammad affirmed, "Today, here in Harlem, New York, a page of history is written." The two leaders made a pact of fraternity, which was extended to both of their movements in various cities of the United States. In Western Europe, where the Muslim presence is increasing as a result of immigration, a deep friendship is growing with Muslim communities. In Italy, there are a number of projects to promote peaceful coexistence, such as Common Pathway for Muslim and Christian Families. In southeastern European nations, Macedonia, Kosovo, Bosnia, and Albania, there is another group of Muslims who have embraced this spirituality. In Skopje, Macedonia, a Muslim professor of pedagogy began a kindergarten at the university which welcomes children of different ethnic groups, fully respecting their differences in the educational process. Through this pilot project, he hopes to contribute to the peaceful coexistence of Macedonian society, composed of different ethnic, linguistic, and religious groups. There are also contacts with Shia Muslims in Qom in Iran. Together, we want to deepen the concept of love for God and for fellow humans in Christianity and Islam as a contribution to the ethics of religion. One of the principal points of Focolare spirituality is to put into practice in our daily life the words of the Bible, called the Word of Life. It has encouraged our Muslim friends to read the Quran, and this produces fruit in their lives. A Muslim scholar says that these experiences lead to a more authentic